Hello everyone, I'm Dylan Woodruff here at Keystone Financial Resources, and as we've entered into 2021, we've been receiving several questions around required minimum distributions, or RMDs. The biggest one being, do we have to take them for 2021? And the answer is yes. Now last year they were suspended under the CARES Act, so no one had to take one at all for 2020, but as we moved into 2021, RMDs are back on the table. And so who does that affect? Anyone who is 70 and a half prior to January 1st of 2020, or who is now 72 or will be 72 this year and has an IRA, is going to be required to take an RMD this year. Now, a couple things to be aware of, especially if this is your first year having to take an RMD. We often see people become accustomed to a way of life prior to taking their RMD, so they know exactly what they got coming in, exactly what they got going out. And a lot of times they'll get caught off guard when they have to take an RMD, that being more than they wanted to live off of. So they're being forced to take more than they wanted. Not only do they have more money than they need, but they're also going to be paying more taxes than they wanted to. So something to be aware of. Don't wait till December of this year and then all of a sudden think, uh-oh, I got an RMD. So not saying you have to take it now, just be aware if you are going to have to take an RMD, having a plan in place around that. Now we also get asked, if I don't need this money, can I just leave it in the IRA, let it continue to grow? I'll take it when I need it some years down the road. And the answer is no, you can't do that. The IRS is pretty serious about you taking this RMD. And if you don't take, you just let it sit there, you can be faced with a 50% penalty on that RMD amount. So again, the IRS is pretty serious about you taking this amount out. But there is an option available for those who say, I don't need this RMD, I'm fine with where I'm at, but I don't want to pay the taxes. That option being a qualified charitable distribution. And the way that works is, instead of you taking that RMD directly to yourself, putting it in your bank account, you take it from your IRA and send it directly to a charity of your choice. This does two things. It satisfies your RMD, but it also allows you not to include that RMD amount in your taxable income. So if you've satisfied your RMD and you haven't increased your tax liability at all, and you don't have to itemize your deductions at the end of the year to take advantage of this. So those being, taking the standard deduction can also take advantage of this qualified charitable distribution. So if you have any questions regarding your RMDs, do I have to take one? How much am I going to be forced to take out? Or with qualified charitable distributions, does this charity qualify? How does that system or that process work? Feel free to click the link below, reach out to us. We'd be happy to help with any of these questions or anything else that comes to your mind.